What's poppin', y'all? An NBA player decided to throw his whole career away. It looks like he might be throwing his family away too, just because of the damn Instagram Live. Some people need their phones confiscated because the player we're talking about here is Jaden Ivey, a player for the Chicago Bulls. And he would decide to call out the NBA while he was driving in a car. We're getting a whole, point A to point B destination throughout this journey because he goes from a car to a couple of different vehicles. But it starts off in a car.
That the world can proclaim LGBTQ, right? They proclaim Pride Month in the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that this man?
So he didn't say anything crazy, didn't say anything hateful, didn't say anything of that nature. The first question that I had is, I was like, yo, aren't we in March, April? This was done towards the end of March, so I'm guessing it's April. And they're talking about this Pride Month. I thought that was in June. What the hell's going on? I know there was I saw that y'all, the New York mayor, I was about to say New York president, the New York mayor talking about Trans Day of Visibility or something like that. So I guess that's a singular day, but they're not going to change everything up for a single day, because I also saw the Florida Panthers, was it? Yeah, I think it was the Florida Panthers. They put up this huge flag that had the collab edition of the flag. They had the pink one and the rainbow one, and I'm guessing they're not putting up a flag for a day because they did that on the day after. They did it on the 31st. So it's really confusing to me. Did they walk it back? Also, because last June, I thought they did away with that, because if you guys remember last June, that was no Pride Month. That was Humble Month. Last June 2025 was Humble Month because none of these companies switched up their colors. It became, I think 2024 is when people were like, oh, yo, get ready for all the corporations to, switch to some rainbow colors on their icon. Even the gay people were talking about yo, get ready for these guys to do nothing for us and switch up their colors. So in 2025, that didn't even happen. Majority of companies did not switch up their colors. You weren't seeing it everywhere. You weren't seeing billboards of it. You weren't seeing what is it called? Not the animations, but the things that they put in Times Square and in Las Vegas. You weren't seeing those big ads that change. You weren't seeing any of that. So I'm like, well, what the hell happened? Because they're definitely not talking about this 2 months early. So is there did they move Pride Month into April, or what's the deal with that? Somebody's got to inform me of that if you're tapped in with that. I'm not tapped in. So, and yeah, just inform me. Don't tap me in. I'm good on this side. And then he would call out Steph Curry as well while he was on the plane.
That's why you got Steph Curry and he not even surrendered. And y'all believe he's a Christian. Y'all believe he's a Christian because he wrote Philippians 4:13. Y'all think he's a Christian, but he cursing just like the world. Friendship with the world is enmity with God. He's friendship with the world. He don't know Jesus. And I pray he comes to the truth, that him and his family will be saved in Jesus' name. Because all that stuff is not going to matter on Judgment Day. All them rings he got. All them rings LeBron got. All them rings Michael Jordan got.
Of course, this would spread all over social media, and he would get dropped from his team with the Chicago Bulls, making an announcement saying, the Chicago Bulls announced today that the team has waived guard Jaden Ivey due to conduct detrimental to the team. And this is where you just got to shake your head, because this guy, unfortunately, he's only 24 years old. So he's still in his rookie contract. He was drafted at number 4 in the first round of the draft in 2022, I believe it was. It was only a couple of years ago, and he was averaging some good points first couple of years. He's said we're going to find out that he's been rehabbing as of late. So he's been going through an injury, but this guy was getting paid $10 million. $10 million was rookie contract. He was going to re-up, and he might have gotten more money. Who knows? But this guy was making a ridiculous amount of money. $10 million? That's a lot. Sure, like it's not compared to the top NBA players, but this guy he was just getting into his game. So here I'm like, why the hell is Steph Curry? This is what I don't like. Steph Curry's getting called out for what? He didn't say anything. He didn't talk to this guy. Steph Curry just minds his own business. He recently just got his wife on some podcast talking about, yeah, I was tripping when I was talking about you like that, which how difficult that was for her to get up there and say I was wrong. Sheesh. That must have been like pulling teeth. So that was Steph Curry's been doing fine in life. Steph Curry hasn't bothered anybody. Nobody dislikes Steph Curry, but he's like, man, I wish better for him. Okay, so Steph Curry definitely wishes better for you. And then he would also reply, like I said, we're going through the whole journey. After the plane, after he's sitting next to those poor people in coach, and by poor people, I mean like those poor guys that are listening to this giant right next to them. That's a 6'4", 6'5" giant yelling into his phone in the middle seat. Like, dog, middle seat. Come on, that's criminal. But he replies and talks about how he was before he found God in the NBA.
The NBA was everything to me. I didn't know God. I didn't know Jesus when I came to the NBA. I was a fornicator. I was a porn addict. And I used to get drunk. That's all I knew. And after a win, I felt good. After all those points, I felt good. I felt good. I felt like I had everything set out for me, right? But as soon as that shut down for me, as soon as I didn't start, that's when God was humbling me, and He said He sat me down for a reason.
So here he's talking about, he was going through all of this different stuff. He was a fornicator before he got into the NBA, and, that humbled him. That brought him to the faith. So, he had to go through his own journey. So why is he coming at Steph Curry? Steph Curry's been with the same woman for who knows how long. Steph Curry's embodying what this guy's claiming to follow quite well. Like, Steph Curry doesn't co-sign anything crazy. He's quite a religious man. He's just not super outspoken about it, which, if you're putting up Bible verses, that's outspoken enough. And then he would talk about his team and saying, how is he a problem to the team because he hasn't even been with them?
Right? They said your conduct is detrimental to the team. I haven't been with the team. Right? I haven't been with the team because I've been rehabbing. So how is my conduct detrimental to the team? Where have I done detriment? Did the players did I say man, you suck? Did I say you suck to the players? That would be detrimental to the team, right? Because I don't trust, and I'm saying the player sucks, and I'm on the same team as him, right? And he's my teammate. We're supposed to be teammates. We're supposed to be on the same team, right? We're supposed to be playing together, right? We're supposed to be passing the ball to each other, right? We're supposed to be doing handoffs and ball screens, right? We're supposed to be doing these things together.
So here, this guy thinks, and this is the craziest part, there's 2,000 people on this IG live, and this guy's just crashing out, ruining his entire life. This actually hurts me to see. And then the worst part it gets to, because he's thinking that there needs to be a logical reason. Like, how am I detrimental to the team? You're detrimental to they just needed to say anything to get rid of you. That's number one. And number two is a lot of people are like, damn, can't believe this is what happened to him. I think the worst people in this are the people that supported him, because you do not care about this guy at all for you to support him crashing out like this, because this is a crash out. He's not a regular guy. He's under a league that's clearly supporting something. Like, what are you doing? You got to shut up. Now, I could understand a protest in a different type of category, which I'll tell you guys in a second, because this guy also apparently ruined his whole family situation.
That's why my wife in here, and she not even texting me.
So he's talking about even his wife isn't texting him back. It's like, damn. Well, his faith is certainly being tested right now, because hey, does he have any kids? That would be sad. Yeah, he thought his wife would be there for him. This is a test. Hopefully, he's unwavering in his faith and doesn't say like, damn, God, what the hell happened? Like, I was preaching, and then my wife doesn't even want to talk to me no more. Doesn't want to be associated. And this is crazy. Like, he didn't even really say anything that bad for his wife to be dipping out and not responding to him. But like I was saying, why I really hate the people that are cheering this guy on is because they have nothing to lose and they're not going to support him. Like, do you think they're going to put any paper in his pocket when he gets cut and now he has to figure out his entire life and to support his family? We don't know if he's still going to have a family, but if he gets a divorce, that's going to be a big check that he's going to have to start cutting. No, they're going to be like, oh man, God got you. And they're going to move on with their day and go on to the next headline in 48 hours. And he's going to ruin a potential tens of millions, maybe $100 million that he would have made in his career. And this is the problem too, is this guy he's just dumb. That's what irritates me, because I'm not saying that he cannot have these views. He could have hateful views if he wanted to be honest. But if he was smart with half of a brain, number one, this guy's job, nobody is looking at Jaden Ivey for an opinion on these types of things. Number one, that's it. Number two, the people that are employing you, they clearly agree with this stuff, right? Or they're like in business with it, and you're getting paid a lot of money. And it's not a lot of money to shill. Like I said, where I would have been like, okay, I could understand what he's doing here is, number one, if they were forcing him to wear some sort of patch or something on his jersey, that goes against his beliefs. So if they have him wearing some rainbow collaboration, pink and white and light blue pastel colored flag on his jersey, then I can understand him saying like, hey, look, these are my religious beliefs, like talking with the team, the GM, everybody, before you bring it to public, say, hey, look, these are my religious beliefs. I don't align with this. I would really appreciate it if you guys wouldn't put this on my jersey, or we can block it out somehow, but I'm not going to walk out here representing something against my core beliefs. Really, I think the NBA would have worked with him. And if they didn't, I think a lot of media, strong media, would have came behind him in this case, because people would have been really upset. They're like, yo, he's not even saying anything hateful, or not hateful, but he's not even saying anything. He's just trying to make sure that he is not misrepresented. And that would have been something that the NBA wouldn't have messed with. Because there was, I think, an NFL player that went through something similar to this. So that's one thing that he could have done. Number two is, if he feels a certain way about this, he should be doing what's in his best interest, which is to make a lot of money, which is to shut up and dribble, especially when you're only 24 years old. You're not LeBron James. They're not cutting LeBron James immediately. They're bringing him in and they're talking to him and saying, hey, look, LeBron, like, you can't be talking like that, man. Come on now. Like when the Hong Kong thing was going on, that free, you guys remember that free Hong Kong, or have there been too many free underscores that you've seen so far? What happened to Myanmar? I hope they're doing okay. This guy's not going to get afforded that luxury. And if they spread the word and they're like, yo, this guy's nuclear, you don't want to be anywhere near him, now his career's over. Well, what happens if he just shut up? Well, if he just shut up, he could have made $100 million plus. And you know what you do with that money, Jaden Ivey, if you've got a brain? You donate it to somebody that's more clouded, more lit, more respected, that aligns with your views. So you donate it to some, who can I even think of, who's a really popular figure that is a Christian that speaks out against this stuff. I don't know off the top of my head, but you donate it to that person, and I guarantee you're a lot more useful, and that person can do a lot more money to spread your message without you risking it. And think how brilliant that is, right? Like, these organizations that you're against, they're collaborating, paying who knows what else to the NBA, and the NBA is paying you, and you're taking the money that's coming from your enemies or the people that are against your beliefs, and you're funneling it to somebody that is fighting against them. See, that would be the bright thing for a Jaden Ivey to do, but clearly he's not so bright. Impulsive, not thinking ahead, and now he screwed his family, he screwed himself, he screwed his reputation, and he screwed his teammates. And I hope to God that he's able to, he should just fold. And this is the thing too. If people are telling this guy, yo, you better not apologize, they are goofies. Please, for the love of God, do not listen to them. This guy should be apologizing or just bending over, super pause on that. He should be doing whatever he can to get back in the NBA, because he's never getting another opportunity like this again. Sometimes you just got to make the tactical decision. And in this guy's case, it doesn't even seem like they gave him the opportunity. They just cut the guy right away. They didn't even say, oh, we're investigating, we're speaking with him. He's got to say yo, he was off the drugs. They'll probably give him some sort of excuse if they've got any grace. He didn't go and talk about who you really can't talk about in the NBA. He just, went after a soft partner. So I hope he's able to heal from his injury, and I hope he's able to get back into to his career, because this is so, like, the guy's only 24 years old and he's married. I don't know if he's got a kid. Like, this just breaks my heart to see somebody like this potentially lose it all. And it's sad. I don't want that to happen to him. I hope he can get it together, and I hope he can realize that he's better off fighting this war with his position. And his position is the money position. It's the monetary position. You're not the mouthpiece. That's somebody else's role. Just like you've got roles in your basketball team, there's roles that people have in this life. Why do you think a bunch of people were donating to campaigns and stuff? Do you think that they're running for office? Nah, they're like, okay, we got the bread. We're going to funnel it into that guy that needs the bread, that's got a good mouthpiece on him and that people like, and he can make sure that we're straight. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.